Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. You know who I am, and I hate all of you. Meow! Thank you very much, Susie. Okay, I will admit, last week's broadcast made a lot of people very sad, and I'm sorry for giving you all the sads. Yeah, why did Ballad have to go to Moria? He's so stupid! His father died there! Or hasn't he forgotten? Yeah, what a travesty. Anyway, speaking of which, comma, I say it's time to play a game called Whatever Happened to that certain character. Oh, all the characters who remained after Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Oh, that'll be a challenge. Yep. So, let's start with Lord of the Rings. So, what happened to the Fellowship? We already know what happened to Gandalf, Boromir, and Frodo. So, Gandalf and Frodo took the next ship to Valinor, which is the Undying Lands, and Bilbo went along with them. But by that time, Bilbo was beyond ancient. Beyond ancient? Yep, so old. He could barely walk. Wow, think of everything he's seen. Oh, yeah. He was looking forward to death, though, just so he can be with the dwarf he likes. What a tragedy. Yeah, what a travesty. Stupid Azog, killing him. Ah, I really wish somebody knew how to brain. Yeah, namely, a whole bunch of characters who should have realized that Azog was the bad guy and would have gone with Thorin and his group up there. Yeah, like in that comic we once read, Azog says, I'm gonna kill the pretty blonde one. And Bard said, nope, that is not allowed. And so he shoots him and kills him. God! And don't worry, Dane takes care of Bolg. Yeah! And of course, when Bolg turns around and tries to mess with him, Dane's like, oh yeah? You wanna mess with me? Okay. Say hello to my little friend. Oh no. You can guess who his little friend turned out to be. Yep. So, whatever happened, now it's time to play What Happened to the Fellowship. Let's start from the bottom. Merry becomes the master of Buckland, and he marries, has a son. Ah, a son? Yep, he has several kids. And the oldest becomes master after him. So when he gets old, when he gets old, he travels to Rohan and then stays in Gondor. And as for Pippin, he takes over as the Thane and the head of his family. Ah, he gets married and ends up having a son who he names after Faramir. And that particular Faramir marries one of Sam's daughters. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. So you're connected. Everything's connected. Yep. You're just connecting the rest of the family. So Pippin gets old. He retires and goes off with Mary to Rohan. They never come back to the Shire. Ah. And then after staying in Rohan for a while, they go to Minas Tirith and die there. What? Ah! I thought we were done with sets. Yeah. Apparently, Tolkien really liked to make us sad. I know. As for Sam, though, he becomes mayor of Hobbiton, gets married, and has about 14 kids. What? Yeah, that's pretty odd once you think of it. Wow. And of course, Frodo leaves him everything he owned. So that means some of Sam's descendants still live on the hill, which is known as Bag End. Ah, yep. Interesting, isn't it? And so, why does Sam go to Rohan? Nope. Sam, he takes the next ship to Valinor after his wife's death. Ah. And there, he and Frodo reunite. Ah. So, whatever happened to Gimli? Um, Gimli moved to Rohan and became Lord of the Glaring Caves. So, he took some dwarves? Yeah, he took some dwarves. So he becomes Lord of Glaring Caves, and he took some dwarves and built a colony there. And to this day, the colony is still flourishing. And they built gates in Minas Tirith to replace those that were destroyed during the war in Minas Tirith. Ah. And so, what happened to Legolas? Legolas took some elves and went to Ithilien, and they made it beautiful. But one day, Legolas goes out to sea and takes Gimli with him. Ah, friendship forever! Yep, friendship forever. Yeah, only what was the point about him crashing Ontario when there was a dwarf waiting for him? No, that was just there to remind us that no, Legolas and Tario don't belong together. Two, Keely always had a thing for elves, and so that translates to him liking Tario. And three, why else would they include the part about Legolas glaring at that picture of Gimli? Oh. Aragorn, however, lived to be 210 and became a great king in Gondor. So he died of old age. Arwen too dies of old age after spending over 120 years ruling over men and elves. Oh, so she too dies of old age. Yep. Wow. That was a bittersweet ending to a love story, to a perfect love story. No matter how perfect the love story is, it always ends when someone dies. Okay, I promise, no more sads. Except Elrond passed over sea, along with Galadriel. Ah, so they all passed over sea. And as for Eomer, he took over Rohan and became king after his uncle's death. Faramir and Eowyn marry and become stewards of Gondor. So Faramir gets to keep his father's job. Yep. So what about Saruman? Oh, don't forget, he died. Yeah, he was a troll. Wow, that's interesting. So we already know what happened to Balin, Ori, and Oin. Ah, why did you guys go to Moria? Come on, give all your light, die there. Whatever happened to all the characters in The Hobbit? Let's start. So, Thranduil, well, he probably passed overseas. Ah, there's a lot of elves. Yeah, most elves left. I wonder what would happen if an elf said, "Hey, wait a minute! We were here first! Men are weak! We are strong! We should rule!" You know, we really shouldn't be giving the token estate any more ideas. Why? Because someone could possibly write about that. Ow. And at the same time, though, what would happen if elves stayed? Oh no, that would be bad. Yeah, they would look down upon humanity, which would be very painful. It would be very painful indeed. Oh, and what? So, let's talk to dwarves for a second. Okay. But what about Tariel? Well, she probably took the next ship to Valinor. Why? Because there was no way she's going to live in a Middle Earth without Keely in it. Yeah, but they met in the afterlife. Yeah. And Thorin is like, oh no, I gotta put up with that elf too. Ah! God, I know. And the best part about this is, wow, at least Keely and Tario get to meet again. Yep. Now, so, Balin dies in Moria, or even do that. And Ori and Oi also die in Moria. Yep. Gloin, well, we all know he was Gimli's dad. So, Gloin is Gimli's dad. Yep. And he had been to the meeting in Rivendell. Ah. And, well, as for Dory, he stayed in Erebor. Nori, who knew what Nori was doing? I'm pretty sure being good probably got to him. He got bored of being good and went on adventures. Yeah, you can't tie Nori down. And of course, I did read a story about how the other dwarves reacted when Gimli told them about what had happened to Balin and Ori and Oin. Ah, heartbreaking. Yeah. Once again, another sad. Yeah. And of course, there was no way Nori was going to stay in Erebor after Dori died of a broken heart. And as for Bombor, well, he got fat. Bifur eventually got over his head injury, which was not very easy. Bofur resumed his day job, making toys. Wow, at least he wouldn't have to mine for food anymore. Nah, Dwalin outlived everyone. How long did he live? 340 years. Which is ironic because the guy who played Dwalin is the voice of Vlad the Impaler in Castlevania. Ah, I know. Ironic, right? And the guy who played Thorin is the voice of Trevor Belmont, who is having a completely bad day. He says, "Can everybody please stop beating me up?" I'm sorry, Trevor. You're just so much fun to beat up. Okay, all Castlevania jokes aside, whatever happened to Dane? Dane ruled Erebor until he was killed in a battle. Ah! So bad died. Evidently, Azog probably had another kid who was angry that Dane's family had intervened. Ah ha 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 ha. Jerk. And Bard, Bard remained as Lord of Dale until his son replaced him, and then his grandson took over. Of course, his grandson was likewise killed in the same battle that Dane died at. Ah! Don't worry, everyone from Dale and Lake Town fled to Erebor and survived the siege. Wow. So even that Sauron was causing trouble for everybody in Erebor just as he's causing trouble at Minas Tirith. Yep. And so whatever happened to Bard's daughters, Sigrid took over as mistress of Lake Town. Oh. And she had the city rebuilt. Tilda, however, became the first female scribe, having trained in Erebor under Balin and Ori. Wow. So that's what happened. Or we already went over what happened to the Radaway. Yep. Unfortunately, no one has heard from Radagast. Huh. It's funny. Whatever happened to him? Nah, nobody knows. And and Alatar and Palando, the two blue wizards, who knows what happened to them? Wow. Interesting. Okay, everyone. That's the show. I don't want to keep you waiting, so let's close it out. Tune in next week on Tolkien Thursdays to Attack on Tolkien. Oh no. It's like Attack on Titan. Only with Tolkien characters. Yep. And that's for next week. So you know who this is and you know what's going on. So peace and stay pure. Meow.